Alright, good morning. Welcome to day 3. I didn't end day 2 properly, but just let you get caught up. I just hung out with an old friend from the US, and gotta be careful. And right now, today's just gonna be a light day. Maybe just get like a nice little cup of coffee, read a book, get some fresh air while I take out the remaining of the jet lag. But realistically speaking, it's non-existent for me, since usually I've gone through this numerous times and know how to handle it. But nonetheless, it's there in my body still, but I'm still managing. And there might not be as much logging I might be doing today though, but should anything specific come up, it'll be something like along the way. Alright, but we're at day 3, just a light, chillax day. And we'll do what I can, and that's about it. I'll see you around. Okay, so right here, we're stopping by for a bit. I thought I'd let you know. We're right in front of Taipei 101, which is one of the tallest buildings in the world. And it's just like I explained before, it looks like a bunch of like buildings stacked on top of like takeout boxes, but you'll see for yourself as I just adjust this angle. Yeah, look how high it goes. I actually have been there once before. It was built at around like 2004, 2005, like finished over 10 years ago. It started in like the late 90s, and it is one of the most popular like tourist hotspots. So, and another thing to note is most of the staff here, they do speak very good English, so you can definitely get around should you come here. And also across from here where I'm standing is also the shopping mall ATT for Fun. Now if you like, on the outside it looks like a shopping mall during the day, but during the nighttime it becomes a nightclub where all the nightclubs open and like people come in, like foreigners, students like studying abroad, and party late at night till dawn. But I'm past my age at this point. I've done it a couple times, and it was fun. I won't lie about it, but at the end of the day, I can't really stay out as late as before. But I'll just give you one last look. But that's just something I wanted to share for now, and just give you a closer look of this area. This is, as I said, a foreigner hotspot, and also there's a good amount to do here. Like straight past 101 is a bookstore called Yes Light, or as we call Taipei. It's worth checking out. There is also a department store underneath, so if you like to shop to drop here. So I'm gonna sign off and move on to like my destination, but I thought I'd stop here for a bit. Okay? Alright, so right now I am currently at a darts bar and just chilling out here, finishing my dinner, which is right over here. Nice, delicious curry chicken and hitting some darts. About to throw another round, so get to see me like probably do some dirty work or fail at it. But other than that, it's a nice atmosphere, pretty chill. All you gotta do is just buy a drink there, and that's good. And 2 of the people I actually know like run the place. One of them, which I'm waiting to like come back, she heard I come back, and I failed to keep it a surprise. But pushing that aside, I lost the train of thought, but it's a fun and chill place, and I'm about to throw some darts, so see you very shortly. Alright, so as you know, I do suck at darts, but pushing that aside, just had a fun time chilling out, catching up with an old friend, which basically who I was trying to keep it a secret that I was coming back, but somehow the work got out somehow and leaked, but not much you could really do. But overall, like I said, there was not too much vlogging going on for this day. I know I'm tired, as you can see with my eyes. I think my jet lag might be kicking in, but I'm gonna close and sign off on this day 3, and I'll see you tomorrow, but we'll look forward to more adventures for like day 4. All right, have a good night. All right, gentlemen, welcome to day 4, and we already had some breakfast, did a little cleaning, and just stopping by to get a little coffee. And right now I'm just like chilling out, but in case any of you are wondering about what the videos are gonna look like, Gilbert will be doing like the editing for each week. So all the stuff that pertain is the pilot week, which is week 0. But next week it was gonna be week 1, and I will do some things on my part and too, and try to get as much as possible. They might not be like perfectly synced though, but this can be considered as like the end of a week 0 because it's Friday over here. And we're just gonna continue on from here. But I thought I'd let you know what happened, what's going on with all the content, and I'll just sign off from here. Alright, so right now, just taking a little stroll around the city, and you're gonna be seeing a lot of this where I just walk and talk. Most of the times, it's just to express my feelings and how I went around this place. But before I continue, I first got new headphones because the other one broke, and I just hate it when you can't hear from one side, so that's one of my biggest pet peeves. But pushing that aside, I'm trying to also make sure that I don't run anyone as I'm doing this. When I lived around here for about like 2 years, I had freedom, and it was like I could basically do not exactly 100% whatever I wanted, but it gave me enough security and being able to ensure that I could basically do things without needing to have like transportation. All I needed was just my easy card, as I said, and some cash, and I was pretty much set. But there is a part of me that missed having a job and also just being able to be financially independent, because it allowed me to have some sense of some cushion, and also money to spend, not just on cars, but being able to go with friends, whether it be to amusement parks, nature places, or just being able to take the train to get outside of Taipei, because sometimes the city, there's only so much you can do to where you can actually get to the point where you get bored of it. But other than that, it's still fun. It's not like every day where I can just go to a big cafe or play cards every single day, go home and sleep. Eventually, like, you're gonna get bored of it. But there are times where, honestly, where I felt drained, where I just wanted to go home, sleep, and just retire for the day, because realistically speaking, as a supervisor, I pulled the openings that usually I would not get out until almost midnight. Back when we opened it until 11, we changed our hours later to 10, and I would have to wake up a quarter to 6, sometimes like 5:30 the next day, and open this talk. Sometimes I would have to work till late because of sometimes how short-staffed we were. I didn't mind it because of how we were done. Well, not how we were done, I'm sorry. Because I made a good chunk of money, and it was fun, yet tiring. And for those of you that work in retail or doing like part-time, actually my last job was retail, customer service is super exhausting, and sometimes you get a few bad eggs, but as I mentioned before, that is part of life. But when you get to the point where you live in a foreign country and the city so long, like, you have to make some adaptations, and you have to start thinking about like some things that you want to do, and also find your life and suspense it. Because once you get past the honeymoon phase, it's no longer to the point where it's a vacation anymore. You have to know like what you're going to be living for, and how you're going to be making use of like each 24 hours. Kind of like when you play. It's kind of like Persona, but to a much more extreme.
So this is just what I wanted to say as I'm like walking through the city and giving you like a little piece of my mind for today. And we'll continue on with some of the more festivities. Now, another thing I also want to say is that most people around here, yes, there are cars like being the city, but you see a lot of Vespas and motor scooters that are passing by. Just now there was just about like 5 or 6 of them that just passed by, mostly because because it's for most people it's easier to like get one and pretty fuel efficient. There's a little fun fact: when my first year studying abroad here, my aunt used to drop me off to school every single day, and we're here in the winter time, so it's not as sweaty, but when you go in during the summer, it is humid, it is disgusting, and when you come to the classroom, you're just dripping with sweat. And mind you, hygiene is very important because you're going to be very disgusting when you come home every single night during the summer. But here in the winter, it's perfectly fine. Not actually chilly as I would say, but other than that, from my experience on riding one, it's pretty exciting yet also nerve-wracking too, because especially like the speed that some of these are going. But usually that's like the most convenient way to like get around. That's how most people get around in Taipei. And just thought I'd point into your like just right now, like as you see. And I thought I'd just take a picture of this like intersection, but most people like myself prefer to get around through public transportation. We'd rather not like drive to the city, and that's about it.
Okay. After just a little bit of walk in the bus, we're stopping by for some ramen, get some food in. This is one of my favorite ramen places because it's very friendly to foreigners. They do have an English menu too, and you get to set like the taste and the spicy on how much you want it. So that's how also I got to know some of my old classmates over there, and we started hanging out. And it's a fun place, and we'll start. I'll go inside shortly, and we're gonna definitely get some food. But just let you know, the previous video, if you think that I was telling disclaimer, I'm not discouraging anyone from living there. It's just a little perspective, but yours might be probably different too from mine. So just want to like add this disclaimer. But I'm hungry and I want to get some food. Okay, see you shortly. Alright, so I'm inside. The food service is actually pretty quick. I actually didn't expect it to happen at all, but here's how it's ordered. Here, you just pick what you want. And of course, here is my spicy ramen. It's really, really appetizing. And definitely looks very spicy hot. As you know, I love my spicy stuff. And even though I had one blunder, Gilbert, you know about this, and we don't need to speak about it ever again. And also complimentary free tea. So just want to like show you my adventures. Food's getting cold. I'm gonna enjoy this right now. Okay, just to show you a brief video on some of the spoils. The top two are actually Modestos, aka Giant Robot Enthusiast. So just so you know that I confirmed that I got your stuff. The bottom three stuff, that is basically one of the very far left is mine because of the Magallanica. So I do enjoy having and being able to show off the Maggie dough. The middle one is the Harmonix Neo Messiah. That's up for grabs if anyone wants it. And right is Stark, which is claimed by my man Antonio Wong. So the bottom three was claimed by some cards that I traded in for store credit, so I got something out of it and was pretty happy. Otherwise, I would have to spend a little bit more than what I already have limited wise. So that's just what I want to say, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of the loot. Alright, so with the weekend coming up, we are going to conclude week 0. I'll just give you a brief recap of what happened. We got through the airport, picked up our bags, went to our destination where I would be staying, which is my relative's place. After a short nap, day 1 began. Went to Ximending to get a nice haircut. We even took a brief stroll down memory lane in my old neighborhood where I used to live during the time being. and we met up with a friend. She took me to a May Cafe, which is a Steam Eden. Obviously, there's no footage of it whatsoever because it's prohibited to get any of the maids or any of the employees like in there. That's one of the main rules and the most common rules in all these type of cafes. So caught up and just chilled out. Then also had to deal with the first earthquake, and and then I also so for day two we just took a stroll down Main Station, which is one of my main stopping grounds because of how much vanguarding I did back then, and and then went to a nearby nearly open cafe, which is right by my old school, and can also be get there by bus like from where I'm staying right now. And then we also walked around the city. I showed you some ramen just now, and and then I even gave you some of my insights. So and showed you what Taipei 101 looks like. So just to give you like a brief recap, and tomorrow we'll look forward to seeing my team, and that will be very likely going to be in the week one video, depending on how Gilbert wants to do it. But that's all I had to share with like a brief recap, and I will see you at week one. It's gonna be Gobi. This trip is definitely gonna go by faster than the blink of eye, but I'm gonna enjoy and make the most memories as much as possible. And when I go back to see this video, it'll show how much I did, and it'll be something that I can look back on. Well, I'm signing off on week 0, and have a good night.